Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Oh boy. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today we're gonna take some reviews on which 3.6 characters to pull. Okay, so I have said in the last video, right? And we also got to know about the sign trauma. Yeah, the sign trauma situation that every YouTuber has been speaking about. Uh, let's uh, let's listen to Mr. Pokke's 3.6 pulls. Okay, like what reasons he will give to pull this certain unit from the 3.6 banner, HSR 3.6 banner. So let's get into it, right? Oh, okay. We're gonna talk about, sorry, not 3.6, sorry, let's talk about the 3.7 rerun banners. Let's hear from Mr. Pokey, and here we go.
This rerun banner.
Yeah,
The rerun situation. This is gonna be a special video. We're still gonna be doing the CM Pony opinion. So after I enter, I'm gonna go ahead and cook that up as well. I just wanna give a quick shout out to my favorite gacha game in the entire world, HSR. I love HSR. Hell, HSR all the comes out, right? We do have a first time ever where I see a banner rerun featuring one of, if not the most diabolical banners I've ever seen,
correct.
where you straight up pull for the entire strongest version 3 unit archetype in Amphorius, featuring here Castaris, Tribi with their respective light codes. This is on top of the 6-week Cyrene banner that is gonna be going on for the entire version. So this is only gonna be for the first half, and then after the first half is gonna be second half, which is My Day Final as well as Car. But I don't think that's gonna be as big of a prevalence. So I just wanna kind of talk about this. Now I know the first thoughts you'll probably be having is, oh my god, I have to pull this banner. I have to pull this banner right now. This is the best banners I've ever seen in my life. I cannot
Right.
clear anomaly arbitration. I cannot clear endgame content. I skipped everything for everyone, and I have to pull this banner. I have to pull for everything, right? I got a tire scene, I got a tribute, I got a catcher. So I will never get greedy and stupid again because you're literally pulling for the best in slot team all in one package immediately for a single version rerun. Absolutely insane. But
But
But unless we are gonna be getting triple the free-to-play income in Stellar Jades, which I guess is probably never gonna happen, you are probably not going to be able to pull all 3 units plus Cyrene within a span of a single patch. I
right.
would say it is the chances of that happening as a complete free-to-play income for one patch, it is close to zero. Because on average, it takes you roughly 100-ish pulls, inclusive of 50-50, to get a single unit, right? On average, right? Generally
Correct.
speaking. So that is technically 400 pulls for Hyacinth, Cassius, Tribi, and Cyrene all in one. Especially for those players that skipped Evernight, right? Like, imagine if you skipped Evernight and let's just say you wanted to pull for Cassius. Okay, like you were a Final main, and now you're thinking, oh man, Final. I'm tired of playing Final, and like, oh my god, he's so ass. I abandon Final, and now I'm gonna completely start fresh, start from scratch. I'm gonna pull the Caster's premium team all in one right here. Now, I would just say, right, first things first, that's Ezo Ezreal. Alright, it's 400 pulls for Ezo Ezreal. And I would say between these 4 units, I'm not sure what Cyrene Lycon does, but Caceres and Hyacinth Lycon is really good.
Those light cones are very valuable. I got Hyacinth light cone because I said in the last video that there was lack of remembrance light cones, free to play remembrance light cones. Either they were locked in. You guessed it right. Either they were locked as these, or the first are pay to win light cones, right? Those are locked behind the pass, so you had no other option. In my case, I had to get Hyacinth's light cone because of the lack of remembrance light cones. But hey, it turned out to be a fantastic light cone. Suits Hyacinth so well, it fixed the speed issues and it gave Ika, I mean her Mimo Sprite, additional damage. And that is one thing that has truly made Hyacinth pretty broken. And I gave her free to play to Castorus. In this rerun, if I do get Castorus Light Cone, her damage will amplify like no one. Okay? But that is if I skip Siren, which I will definitely wait till the live version when the 3.7 version ban is alive. Then I'll think. Then I'll tell you at that point of time if I'm actually gonna think of pull for Siren or should we go for the rerun banners. Let's get back into the video.
So the chances are you're probably gonna be tempted to go for those light cones as well. And I would say if you're somebody, okay, if you're a new player, this is not as big of a concern because new players get like a ton of free boosts, right? But if you're like a player that's been playing Enforcer since like the start, okay, like for example, if you're like my free play account, if you're like Bob, and let's just say if Bob did not invest in the Castor's premium team at the start, and he went for like the Herda or final vertical investment, and now Bob is getting hell tempted to pull for this archetype because you literally build the team from scratch right here. In a single rerun, you pull every single unit, right? I just want to say, we are about to go to version 4. And with version 4, it's gonna bring the whole new version 4 archetypes. We are literally, I believe, less than half a year away from the next anniversary banner. Cyrene, this rerun, it is not the anniversary banner. It is not the archetype of version 4. And that is like super important because before you go ahead and like slam all of the strategies and go all in for this rerun, I want to draw this comparison to, for example, version 2. Let's just say any premium teams, right? Like imagine if they gave a banner of Acheron, Jiao Qiu, Robin, or like a Ventry, like a full-on Acheron team, or like a Firefly, Ranmei, Fuke, Lingsha. Like they gave you a single version where you can pull for the entire archetype immediately just like that. You can slam everything. But it's towards the end of version 2. So I think that's like the best way I can think about it. If you were in a scenario back then and you committed to, okay, let's just say Firefly. I think the Castor's comparison is really quite similar to Firefly, but it's just not as restrictive compared to Swim Break. But if you were somebody that did that back in version 2 and you brought that premium version 2 team into version 3, you are technically still clearing because we still see Super Breakers, they clear, especially those with Fuke, they all clear endgame content, but you are definitely not gonna be in a more comfortable position compared to the pools that you'll be investing in version 4 itself, or in this case version 3 itself, right? So if you slam all in right now for Cyrene, Hyacinth, Castorus, and Triby, what if by version 4, the HP scaling meta just goes away? Because I already know what is the next boss coming out in the early access server. And it's not going to be too good for HP scalers. And HP scaling as a whole, this mechanic is honestly pretty simple to counter, just like how they counter Super Break, right? All you need is like a toughness log mechanic. You can't do any toughness bar damage, and Super Break's performance just gets a lot worse. Granted, it's not both halves for a toughness log. I think there was never a single time in a endgame content where they lock toughness for both sides. So you're probably going to be dedicating one side to Super Break, but it might not be your most comfortable side. Now you can still break toughness, but you're probably not going to be encountering a mob that is like as good for Super Break as well. So for example, usually Super Break is super good against like the puppet trios, right? The puppet trio, who is honestly not too bad at Firefly, but you're probably going to be forced to run your Super Breakers against like, let's just say, I guess Nikador or Avocado, which is probably not going to be as comfortable. So if this whole scenario happens in version 3, right? In version 3, you put for this premium HP scaling team, but the next patch, let's just say they introduce like, for example, Sam. They have healing reduction. They have grievous wound applied to your heals. And Sam's mechanic is, unless you spend skill points, you don't even get him out of combustion mode. And the entire HP scaling, okay, in this case, the Castor's team, they don't spend skill points. Straight up, right? So if version 4 were to introduce the environments in which it counters your HP scaling environments, your HP scaling TTS, this exact team that you just invested, I would say, generally speaking, like 400-ish pools in, you can probably clear on the other side, right? You're probably not going to be using this against them. You'll probably clear against the other side, but the other side would feel nowhere as shield because it is no longer shield anymore by version 4. So those same amount of 400 overpools that you invested right here today, especially if you start from scratch, I personally would be like way more interested to see what version 4 has to offer. right? Like if this banner came out at the start of version 3, it will be in a lot more of a different scenario compared to literally like the end of version 3. Alright? So even though this banner looks like, oh my god, I have to pull for everyone in the mountain because right now, as of right now, all the units in this team, they are triple tier 0. Right? Hia is triple tier 0, Team is triple tier 0, I'm pretty sure Kazuya is triple tier 0, and when Sirenis come out, she's gonna be triple tier 0, your partner plus tag, whatever it's gonna be. So you are technically pulling for a triple tier 0 team right now, but the thing with HSR is the environment changes, which makes your unit scale off or scale on very, very quickly. Which is why I said in my previous video, the Sirenis situation explained, HSR meta is not defined by units. It is defined by the environment. So even though you're technically voting for a triple tier 0 team, the moment you encounter a situation where it doesn't scale as well anymore, you will find that pulling for meta, right? Pulling for tier 0, it becomes very, very meaningless extremely quickly. And you're going to be left in a scenario where you pull for a team that you may not even like in the first place. Because if you didn't invest in this team in the first place, you probably just didn't like it, right? Or you liked something else in Warriors, right? You didn't like the casual team, so you went for the final team. So it's completely fine to just stick with what you like, because what is going to happen is you pull for something that you didn't like, you chase the meta, which is the meta right now, but this meta will just go away extremely quickly, because I do believe the HP scaling can go off pretty quickly. And a version 4 is going to roll around, and you will have no strategies. Imagine if you saved all these, right? Let's just say you pulled for everything, you skipped out any banner that isn't gonna be a benefit to your account, and you were preparing for version 4, and you saw this banner, and like, oh my god, bro, I have to get my vertical investments, right? I have to get my E1 Trippy, my E2 Casuals, my E2 Sirenis, my E1 Hyzim, or you go for your vertical investments right now, which technically it makes sense because you're going for vertical investment, so this team would technically clear very, very comfortably with vertical investment. But the flip side is, your opportunity cost is this 400 overpulls. It could have been like the E2 of the next unit. And if you were to ask me, right, would you rather play E2 Casuals right now or E2 Firefly? Generally speaking, against the Angular environment. And then if you use this same concept and you put it into version 4, the same thing is probably gonna be applying to the anniversary unit of version 4. Because like I mentioned, anniversary for Hongai is April. So it's literally less than 6 months away. So by the time the next anniversary unit comes out, their E1, E2 is probably also gonna be absolutely busted. Because not just do units change, their islands also starts to get stronger and stronger, right? Like, bro, remember version 1 islands? Silas E2, Qingyuan, Ranmei's E2, compared to the E2's E1s we have today, it is like so much better. So I think the same thing is gonna recycle back into version 4, and when that thing occurs, you will come to realize that if you keep chasing meta, the meta is just gonna be the thing that's happening tomorrow. So I personally would not chase backwards ever in HSR, because the meta is always forward looking, especially at the end of the version, because we're literally about to jump into a brand new version update, right? So I pretty much come to the end of what I want to say over here. TLDR, this banner looks absolutely crazy, but just know that before you spend this amount of strategies to slam on for this, know that the version 3 is coming to an end. Version 4 is coming in, I believe, in literally the patch after 3.8, and 3.8 is going to be Dahlia. I don't even know what Dahlia is going to be doing, and meta is defined by environment, not by units, right? So if there is a single rerun banner that can tempt the greedy and stupid, this will probably be it, right? So just Mr.Pokke, Mr. Anomaly, Mr. Sirenis, 2 cents on this whole thing. I'm gonna go back and cook for more Sirenis guy by the time this video goes out. So word of the day is gonna be, okay, let me just say a random HI3 unit, because we just watched a HI3 trailer, you know what I'm saying? Okay, a random HI3 unit. Yeah, join this, join the use code with them.
So you did see his opinions. Even my opinions kind of match. Okay, so yeah. So I told, so either you go support, either you go spill on the supports, right? Wait for Sirini, okay? Let's wait for her version 3.7 version to get live, and then we'll test Sirini at that time. If it turns out to be trash, you can skip her. Uh, Tribi even, I think it's okay. I'm also fine with Tribi 0, okay? So yeah, so like if not Sirini, then I guess I will skip till 4.0. Okay, I may get Casterus as weapon and make my Casterus pretty strong. Okay, but I guess like if you don't use non-Chrysos hair units, Like if Cashews buffs and Nod-Krai her units, she will buff them, I guess, twice. This will have to definitely confirm when her ban is live. Apart from that, yes, save your Stellar Jades if you're not interested in pulling any of the units here, right? DPSs, they don't last pretty long, okay? The DPS I would ask you to pull right now in this patch would be Finan. But if you're not interested in Finan, I think you can pull for Anexigars in the current patch. Uh, this is what? 3.6? Phase 2? We have 6 more days. We have 6 or 7 days before the current banner of uh, Permancity Ray and this one expires. Permancity Ray and Anexigars expires. Anexigars you can get him and yeah, you'll be happy. If you have Jades for 3B, then well and good. Because the last time 3B got released was back in 3.1. So yeah, 3B is gonna be a great pull anyway. But only if you have a 3.0 units. And remember, like, if you have got all the Crisis hairs, all these units, then you better start saving your Jades. Yeah, better save your Jades and let's wait for 4.0. Whereas, like, once Cyrene comes and everything about Cyrene kind of becomes clear, we'll get to know, like, if Cyrene would be a must pull, if she's got to be broken to a unit, or, like, she's a straight of a skip. We'll get to know at that time. Apart from that, like, we'll just wait and watch. We'll wait for the next 7 days. Meanwhile, you could do is, like, comment, and subscribe on this channel for more HSR content, right? And I'll see you in the next one. Meanwhile, see ya. Take care. Good night. And goodbye.